All right. Well, Henshaw here again, Constitutional Coop Headquarters, aka Domestic Terrorist Central, out there to the Attorney General, Merrick Garland. Why don't you come and get me, you bastard? Um, that said, today's video is a little bit different than what I usually do, but ongoing events continuing to happen in the U.S. Supreme Court again, where they're starting to act like a judicial court. And if they continue this trend, and I anticipated it, if not predicted it over a year ago in December of 2020, and have our backs on the unopposed issues that I advocate and that I will teach you how to advocate, now we have a real chance to get into even their corrupt courts and make them pay for it. That's the way the system was set up to work, and it's damn well the way it should be working today. And one of the big reasons it's not, um, and with my own quote unquote family, I probably have some apologies to make, not fully understanding it. But, you know, most of you simply don't have the right perspective, about what's really going on with our constitution and system of laws. And I didn't either come out of high school. I was at the top of the class of ignorance. Oh, I get it. And I didn't have self confidence and didn't believe in myself. But thank goodness later on in life I've learned better late than never. And this is what they don't want you to know, because this system beats down everybody to a pulp and makes you think you're utterly worthless and you're lucky to have this government taking care of you, when it's exactly the opposite. And when you know that, like I do, I'm in my 74th year here. My life is still ahead of me and I have a lot to do. And I'm working every day, 10, 12 hours, sometimes even more than that, which is saying something at my age. But luckily, my great health I've had all my life is staying with me and it allows me to do it. But you can learn to do it too. And it'll change your entire life if you do, because you'll be in the same position. And when you study my materials, so send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com, and it will take some study. It won't take you as long as it took me. There's 10,000 hours in those musty old stacks of law books. And by the way, you get a lot of backup from me when you get my documents. Okay, you get complimentary phone consultations, a lot of TLC via email, complimentary updates of all materials for a year, and even a complimentary Zoom appearance at a contested hearing. And you go in there with these issues, it just changes the whole ballgame. It's astounding. If I had that video from my South Carolina case, that's $1 million video. They shut the bastards up in 30 seconds flat. You never knew what hit them. And you don't have to be as good as I am either. Just learn a couple of three or maybe four issues and learn them well. And they have nowhere to go with you because the jurisdiction doesn't exist. And without that, guess what? These official actors ain't are personally liable. And they can't pull this qualified judicial immunity bullshit like they do with civil rights claims. And get over it out there, people. There's no such thing as civil rights, no such thing as the 14th War Amendment. You'll learn all about that when you get my materials. Send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com. Just get over it. It's a sovereign body politic here, for better or worse, free, white, male, 21. That doesn't mean everyone else doesn't have enforceable rights. You just don't have civil rights and you don't need them. And anytime we want to change things, the way they are, especially the sovereign body politic, there is a way to change it under U.S. Constitution. Article 5 can be done. If it comes to that, fine. Probably a matter in which I won't be involved. I would suggest, however, that the proponents of the changes will have the burden of proof there. I mean, that's a big deal if you want to make, Africans and Asians are political equals. It's not how it works. I mean, would you go over there to Pyongyang, North Korea, or Beijing, or wherever, and expect to be treated as an American Asian and a political equal of the body politic there? Hell no, you wouldn't. That's not how it works. Not how it works here either. Like I say, there is room for change in the system we set up. I get that. But we don't want to stray too far from what I'm saying here, because among other things, what you get from me is a lot of documents. And here's one that I've done called a motion to quash service of process. And this is a 48-page motion. These are excerpts from the first 5 pages. And you can see that we say it with attitude and with authority. Look at all these case law citations, most of which are from the U.S. Supreme Court, and probably virtually none of which, the back row bastard or the local dumbass is even going to know, but they're from the U.S. Supreme Court. They're bosses, but our agents. This is how we get things done here. And these kind of moving papers not only stop them, if they go ahead in spite of what they see here with this motion, for example, and continue to exercise jurisdiction they don't have, now we've set an unopposed record in the trial court, quote unquote, that we can use to come back and bite them in the ass later. And that's something I've also comparatively recently got a real good hold on here. And I'm starting not to do some things now. In California, for example, we have the California District Court, not Federal District Court. California District Court, a constitutional common law court ordained and established by the Constitution of 1849. A judicial court that has to exist in every county and every state admitted into this union. We get into this court, real business, because now we have none of these state bar association attorneys in there or their black robe bastard brethren from the state bar. Not only do they not qualify, it's ludicrous. So when you learn what really is going on there, because the state bar association, people, have a sworn oath to the City of London. They're unregistered foreign agents, BAR, British Accreditation Registry. That oath supersedes their oath, if they have one, to be bound by this Constitution and laws enacted in pursuance thereof. And no one can get appointed and or quote unquote elected to any department in the judicial branch of government unless they are a state bar member. This is what has to stop. I mean, think about this, people. What they're telling us is that we, the people that ordained and established this Constitution and all government and created it to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, are now somehow incompetent to hold at least jobs in the judicial department of government, quote unquote, if not the executive and the legislative. What the fuck is this? Incompetent? Then ask yourself this question: how the hell do we magically seem to regain, quote unquote, competence on election day every 2 or 4 years? Because when you learn that there's no elections, and you'll learn that, and no electorate, send me an email, uwinandcourt@gmail.com. The whole shenanigans start to unravel here. They've got nothing. And we get to those 4 magic words: consent of the governed. Ain't not anywhere in sight in any department of this government. We aren't represented in any of it. Neither is anyone else for that reason. For that reason, by the way, Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. I mean, we're not, nobody is, except the artificial corporate entities that were secretly created by the ratification, quote unquote, of the non-existent 14th Floor Amendment. I mean, you learn stuff like this, it's astounding. You teach your children, your posterity, and you get out from under here. Send me an email, uwinandcourt@gmail.com. I'll send you the details and information on what I have. And I'm also making available, by the way, a complimentary letter to those who request information that you can send to your governor and your attorney general and your chief justice and demand that they tell you where these judicial courts are. The governor in particular has the sworn duty to see the laws are faithfully executed. These courts exist. If we're not in the right one in the California District Court, and I'm dead bang certain we are, where the hell is it? No judicial courts, no judicial process, no trial by jury. All laws on the books, even if otherwise properly on the books, are null and void, nunc pro tunc ab initio, as bills of attainder. And wouldn't you know, the Supreme Court hasn't made a serious ruling on that issue since Cummings v. Missouri in 1867. The good news for all of us is they're on the warpath here and about to do it. but the 5-4 and maybe 5.5 to 3.5 quote unquote conservative majority that's going to be around for the next 7 years. And it just started down the road, exactly what occurred to me in December 2020. Check out some of my older videos on that, and you'll see what I'm talking about there. If they're going in this direction, and I'm convinced they are, we're in really great shape. We can make a lot of progress here and get this government off our backs. The best possible news. That said, remember, like the videos, tell your friends, get the word out, subscribe, and tell your friends we have to go out there and cut out this divide and conquer crap they've been doing for way too long. We all get together on the same page, same issues, same judicial courts. We can make a hell of a big difference. Thank you.